I would like to talk about something everybody on their path to self-actualization will encounter. It is a rite of passage that you have to grow through. A rite of passage. And this is letting go of your toxic friends. Letting go of the people that are less than your standard. And it's very interesting. I've recently had some pretty good insight around like why this happens. And I've noticed that it's inevitable for anyone that's serious about this path of personal development. Raising your potential, or if you want to call it raising your vibration, or, embodying your ultimate self, your 10.0 self, however you want to phrase it, whatever works for you. I've got a really good insight into why this happens. And this is simply because most people, 99.9999% of people, do not have this serious, beyond serious growth mindset. And most people will stay where they're at. They may naturally grow a little bit just as a result of having to face challenges in their life that they will inevitably have to go through. But for the most part, people will stay the same. People will get the results that they're getting. They might improve a little bit, but they won't do much. But then there's you that chooses to do crazy stuff like train. Like you're trying to train your skills such that you can create massive change within yourself. At least that's what I do. Where I'm actually training skills every single day such that I can reach, a high elite level, by the time 10 years pass, 20 years pass, right? And so I've noticed that it is very common to outgrow the group that you're in. And eventually what happens a lot of the times is that group will become toxic to you for multiple reasons. One is just that they're uncomfortable with losing their friend that's becoming this different person. A lot of times your friends will be interested in toxic things like going out and just drinking their face off. And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. And so, there's going to be that disconnect there. And then there's also stuff like you're going to be into topics like, studying Atomic Habits by James Clear, or you'll be into studying Jordan Peterson, or, whatever popular or unpopular intellectual or thought leader that is out there, someone that's helping you grow into, helping you with your self-actualization, with your self-improvement. When you get on this journey of self-actualization, it's so hard not to share all the stuff that's helping you. It's like, yo, this is helping me. Check this out. And then you're greeted with this negative energy from your friends saying like, oh, what the hell? I don't want to see any of that. That's stupid. Like, you're stupid for seeing that. You're stupid for even following that. Like, what the hell? This is normal. And that's actually a really good indicator that, now this is not to delude yourself. There is some actual idiot thought leaders out there that do have a great, huge following. So watch out for that. But in general, if you're improving yourself and you're sharing with your friends and your friends aren't having it, your friends aren't, receiving it well, and your friends aren't accommodating for your new lifestyle of like healthier habits and stuff, then the fact of the matter is that you've graduated from that friend group. It's time for you to move on. You've made yourself into such a valuable individual that you no longer fit in this group of mediocre people. And that's one of the craziest things, I've had to accept, is that even like in my closest relationships, I realize that one day I might outgrow them, you know, and if they don't grow alongside me, I will leave them in the dust. And because it will just be so annoying to see someone fall for the same dumb patterns again and again. Now, as you become more advanced, you find more creative ways to help people that you care about lifting up, but they have to have the intentionality and the desire to lift themselves up in the first place. Most people don't have that. They don't have that growth mindset where they realize like, hey, I can do something better. I can get more results. I can feel happier. It's ludicrous to me. It's actually insane to me for someone to not want that. But I understand, a lot of times, to grow yourself, it's always going to require you to take on an additional load, to take on more responsibility. And so many of us are just bogged down with the pressures of survival, such that, to take on a new self-improvement endeavor, even though it will help us, it's just too much additional stress. That would just be the hay that breaks the camel's back. And so, or the straw that breaks the camel's back, If you're like me, then you would have gone through one of these rite of passages where the current friend group that you're in, or maybe you're going through this rite of passage right now, in which this is the perfect video for you. Understand that, sometimes you can still learn to hang out with them, but in the end, usually you'll have to come to a conclusion that you have to let go of this friend, and you just simply have grown apart. We either grow together or we grow apart. There's no in between. If they're just in stagnation and you're on this upward trajectory, then you have to lean into that and accept that, all right, I gotta find my new tribe now. And that's scary, but don't let it get into such a bad situation that it's so toxic that it's better to be alone. And sometimes if you're in that situation, then just accept that's where it's at. For me, that's what I had to accept. For me, that's what I had to go through. I had to realize that it was better just to be alone and have no friends at all than to be with this toxic group of people. Because I graduated from that group and I soared way, way higher than they'll ever get to. And it sucks because it's like I wanted to bring them there, but their minds were too closed. They were too uninterested. They thought what I was doing was stupid. But just wait, 10 years from now, who's laughing now, right? That's what I'll be saying. And that's what you'll be saying too. So have the courage to really say yes to yourself and say no to these people, right? Start with setting some boundaries. Read a book on boundaries, right? And start to now build your new network. Build your new network of people that have a growth mindset, that want more out of life. Find your new tribe, right? If you're in the scenario where like you're just letting go of these friends, yeah, it's gonna suck for a while, but a lot of times with self-actualization, it's just getting rid of the balls and chains around our ankles. It's getting rid of that negativity, getting rid of those energy vampires. And so, if you haven't gone through it yet, then you're in for a real treat. When you grow enough, you will have to let go of your current level of friends, your current level of people. And of course, this is not an ultimatum, an ultimate rule. Some of you guys will be anomalies. But in general, what I see as a trend is that this is a rite of passage that most people have to go through. And this is actually a very positive thing. And if you're in that situation, remember, this too shall pass. That's what I wish I heard. This too shall pass. You will find brighter horizons. More people will come into your life. You don't know where the fuck they'll come from. You don't know where. You don't know where they'll come from. But they'll be sent your way. So keep leaning into saying yes to yourself, your own personal growth. Let go of the people that are keeping you down. Have the courage to build a new network. And remember, brighter days are ahead. This too shall pass. For those that need that, they're going through that situation right now, remember that. And with that, I would like to thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.